Steve Aoki is here, people.
Come on. Come on. Hey, Steve. Welcome back to KROQ.
Yeah, what's up?
How you been?
Good, good.
I'm so glad to see you. Of course, electronic musician, record producer, DJ, music executive, best-selling author, cake thrower. The man has done it all. You know, I'm a little bit nervous because the last time we had you in, Steve, was for the documentary, which wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And now you've written your autobiography. Where are you going? Because
You're in a rush?
I feel like you're saying goodbye. This is end of career stuff. Why at 42 are you doing all this stuff?
I mean, well, the doc, once the doc came out, obviously we dove a bit deeper into my personal life, and that was an exciting chapter to kind of showcase to all my fans and whoever's interested even looking into my life. And the book just goes even deeper, you know. And I was able to really go into some of these stories myself and pull out some of that the juice that I couldn't really do in the doc.
Yeah. I mean, it was fascinating to read, and fascinating is maybe the wrong word, but to read the history with your dad and with your mom.
Yeah.
And how at one point they all met, which,
Yeah,
which had to be maybe the most awkward thing ever.
You had several families you didn't know about right up front.
Yeah, I mean, like I was so young. It's all stories at this point, and at the end, I don't look at it like this like a horrific scenario. It's more now I have an extended family that I love. So
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, I love my siblings. Like all my
one of them you have to not like though. One of them.
Which one?
Which one?
We want names.
I think it's interesting too because you kind of always, before at least the documentary, and now obviously with the book, you knew Steve was raised by the guy who created Benihana. You're sort of like, that dude had it easy. Nothing's hard for that. And then you kind of read these things, and it maybe you had the privilege of having some dough at times, but like everyone has their struggles, and you had some really rough stuff.
I have to say this, I think the general theory is if someone's always falling and someone's always picking that person up, and that eventually that person will not understand how to pick himself up, pick herself up. It's just
they have to learn on their own.
It's a basic theory. I think it happens to a lot of people where if you have a position to help people, you're like, okay, I'm going to help you, but sometimes helping you in that way actually disables you,
right? Long-term damage, sure.
Right. So I don't think my dad was looking at I think he was looking at it like that, but he's just he's grown from a different cloth of, how he was raised in Japan in what his era of time, in the 50s.
Well, you definitely made it on your own. There's no question about that. And one of the things that I was so impressed about, and it's funny, this has been a theme on this show the last few days because we had Bobby Hundredth in here the other day who had a lot of failed business attempts before he succeeded. And you made so many mistakes. Almost every step along the way, you did things in a way that you would ensure you would lose money.
I think in the end, what I really wanted to show in this book too is that my life is between 70 to 80, maybe even 90% failure. You don't
think of anyone like that. I don't think you.
I think I go into things knowing that there's a huge possibility that it won't happen, and I'm okay with that. And I have to do that, 10 more times, and maybe one of these will happen. And still to this day,
how do you not get down?
Because when that one happens, it's a glorious moment. It's a really big deal.
Because when that one happens, you're in the studio with Celine Dion, Kevin. That's how. That's what keeps him going.
No, for real. It's like those scenarios. You're like, okay, we made it here. I mean, even now, I'm, me, I collaborate with everyone, and you should see the list of who I go after. It's
I wanted to bring
enormous.
that up. Elon Musk.
Why is he tops on your list?
It's an odd choice to go after.
Well, see, exactly. That's like the chance of me working with Elon is very, it's probably not going to happen.
What
but
even
I'm still
would it
going
be?
to try. What do I want him to do?
What would it be?
Who knows? Who cares?
Okay.
Well, let's get in the studio.
He's just an interesting person, and we'll figure it out.
It's more like, let's get in the studio and let's just mash our heads up if that's a thing that we can do.
Are you trying to get a deal on a Tesla ultimately? Is that what this is about?
I already got my Teslas.
Okay, all right.
This is about that weird LA tunnel he built underground. Steve wants to get to gigs quicker.
We're talking to Steve Aoki, by the way. The name of the book is Blue, The Color of Noise, and it is explained very early on why blue is Steve's favorite color, and it is a theme that runs throughout the book, which is fascinating. It's available everywhere now. When anyone sits down to write an autobiography, Steve, they have to make a decision. how honest am I going to be? How deep am I going to go? Were there any things that you struggled with that ended up in the book that were hard for you?
Like, I guess as one of those, the way I look at this book too sometimes is the way I'm talking to my therapist, because like a lot of it's the process. Like, why did I get here? Like, what are the questions that I have now? I'm 41. I don't have, I'm not married. I don't have a kid. Like those are the questions that people ask themselves when they're, when you're in your 30s and 40s. Are you going to have that? Like, so I do kind of ponder in that world, because my life is, as it is, it's full steam ahead. I do 250 shows a year, every single year,
which is crazy. Yeah.
And
if only I had some control over that. What is it you could do fewer?
It is sustainable. I'm telling you, it sounds like it's not sustainable, but and it's like the balance. Like, can I find the balance of following this evolutionary urge to, plant a seed, and have like the family.
Are you looking for a family? Do you wish you had that?
I think, you think about that. I think it's society pressures. You grow up in that world. You think about those things. You can't help it, you know. At some point I will, it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure.
It's going to have to happen on a plane, but you will.
I feel like I enjoy self-sabotaging myself. Do you think maybe a part of you is afraid?
Okay,
of
why don't
that
you lie
commitment?
down for this part of the interview? Just so we got to start. We charge
you're
about $250 an hour.
Afraid of the family, the marriage, all of that. So you're keeping yourself so busy that can be your excuse for now, that you don't have time.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, because I don't. The idea of self-sabotage, it's interesting that you say you enjoy it.
I don't enjoy it. No, I don't at all.
Yeah.
No.
Because I don't consider myself a masochist. I don't want to hurt myself. Actually, I want to. The idea is to live indefinitely.
Thank
you want
you.
to live forever, yeah.
Thank you.
To live as long as we possibly can.
Honestly, you're not going to live for
I'm going to
another
live to
5
be 100.
years.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be living to be 100. And I totally get where you're coming from, Steve. Not only is the world a wonderful, beautiful place, and I can't wait to see what happens next, but a guy like you who is so in love with music and with creating music, you don't want to die and not get to work with everybody you want to work with and not make every beat in your head come to fruition. I totally get that. You got a lot of music to bring us, my friend.
And you know what? Like, as I get older, I'm realizing that what inspires me, obviously, is music is, obviously that's my soul. That's like how I move through the world. It's my natural way to express myself. But, I love getting into rooms with scientists and researchers and finding out about breakthroughs and longevity and all these interesting things that are happening around the world. Now I have a platform to actually be able to have these conversations and be able to be in these rooms and find out some of that juicy details of like just tech stuff and whatnot that's going on.
You're 1 minute away from turning into Tom DeLonge with his aliens. You know that.
Oh, I love it. Can we just real quick bring up the Backstreet Boys? Because I did that story a couple weeks ago when it was announced, and I was like, that is not a collaboration I saw happening. I could not love that more.
And I can't wait for you guys to not only hear it, but see the music video that we made. So the video, you have to see the video.
You said it'll make your hair
It'll bring
stand
you
on
to
end.
tears. It'll bring you to tears. It's
fantastic.
It's a very emotional song. It's a very emotional song. It's like, that's why I love doing collaborations like this, where I love doing the bangers for the shows, like the festival crowds where everyone's going crazy. But then when you can work with an artist that can convey and push out feelings that make you, just happy to be alive and happy, to feel love and all those great things in life. This is like, what
That's
this
what
song
you
is all
live for.
about,
Love it.
so
Yeah, you want it that way.
I cannot wait for people to hear this.
Oh, Bean.
File.
All right, well, Steve, we know you have another appointment you have to get to. The book is really, really good, you guys. And if Kevin read some of it, that tells you how good it is. It's called Blue, the Color of Noise. Steve Aoki has a fascinating backstory and a fascinating career and a lot of deep thoughts, too. It's a really, really good book. Please check it out. It just came out this past Tuesday. It's available wherever you get yours. Steve, thanks for squeezing us in, buddy. Great to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
It's the Kevin and Bean Show.